Hi everybody. Hi. Welcome back to my channel. So, I have so much to talk about today. I have so many things going on. So I'm just going to start by saying thank you to everybody for, um, patronizing Twana Live, the show, WTYR Radio, which is up and running. Thanks to my assistant, Jordan Williams, and my manager, Theo McDaniel, and everybody involved. The radio station will be up and running full force by the end of the week. The website's almost done. The URLs are purchased. We own them. The EIN number is in full effect. Everything is, going smoothly. So, thanks for the vote of confidence and the push, you guys. I have, oh my God, so many topics on the board and so many topics in front of me on my computer. Facebook and Twitter has been going wild. And even YouTube, you guys have really picked up, and I appreciate all of the topics. So, within 20 minutes, I'm going to try to cover as much ground as I possibly can. So today, a really good friend of mine, and sister in heart, Tabitha McLaurin, she wrote me because she was really, really, really concerned about some things. And they're kind of like some things that I personally, have to deal with on a daily basis, because people, including, my loved ones, kind of take offense to some things I post. They don't like some things I post, whether it's a picture or, a comment or, whatever. Or if I support a tag, or if I share a post, from that came from somebody else, if they don't like it, or if it draws, unruly attention or something like that, then, it is what it is. The thing that I have, and it's not just with Facebook, let me just say, social network media is Facebook, it's Twitter, it's LinkedIn, it's even Plaxo, it's YouTube, it's Vine. I mean, there are so many things. It's Periscope, it's, MySpace, it's Black Planet, which I don't use anymore. It's Tagged, which I don't use anymore. It's things that we use, things that we don't use. Social networking is not just Facebook, and a lot of people get so bent out of shape because Facebook probably is the easiest to use and it's the most popular. If somebody says, I don't have your phone number, it's okay, because you can Facebook me, because you can call somebody via Facebook, or you can text somebody via Facebook or whatever, and you automatically get it in your phone. There are even telephones that come with, Facebook and Twitter built in. You can't remove it, like it's just a part of the phone. Especially if it's a Google phone, you're going to have Facebook, Twitter, and Google Plus, which is your G Plus. And so a lot of people have, taken up with G Plus, especially us YouTubers. That's how we communicate and build groups and build communities. So I get it, I understand. But the problem that I have is punctuation, correct communication, knowing how to verbalize on social network media if you don't use video like myself. Knowing that capital letters is screaming, knowing that, not using punctuation is a run-on sentence. Things that we used to learn in elementary school. And actually reading. People don't read posts, just like they don't read your profile. And that drives me insane. If you want to know what I'm talking about, don't just glance over what I have to say. Read the entirety, because that's the only way you're going to get understanding. And if you're a bit illiterate, it's okay. Ask for help. Don't just look at stuff and assume. Don't mistakenly, just say, oh, she shouldn't have said that, and then turn around and go, oh, you know what? I thought she said something else. Or, did you see him cussing on Facebook? Oh, no, that wasn't a curse word. We'll get a clear understanding before you even, go there and open your mouth and say something, or, attack somebody else when, you're in the wrong, and then not even apologize afterwards. The same thing on YouTube. A lot of people will misconstrue what you say. Sometimes our sound will go out, or sometimes, we'll edit our videos crazy, or You'll even get a tickle in your throat. I try to keep something to drink, you know, by my desk the entire time. Everybody knows I'm a coffee drinker, and I'm constantly, with my coffee cup, stirring my coffee, drinking my coffee, and looking at my board and jumping from subject to subject sometimes because I have so much to talk about. But, pay attention, because we don't do this just to be doing it. It serves a purpose. A lot of us, if you don't see us doing crazy stuff like stuff you see on World Star, or if you don't see us talking about, over animated, detailed stuff on, Facebook, which most of everybody I know seems to only be aware of. They're not aware of the other social networks. Then, hey, we're not doing it for, fame or whatever. We're doing it because there's a purpose. For some of us, this is our ministry. Just like you go to church on Sunday and you see people in the pulpit, or you see ministers taking the front row. Well, there are a lot of us that take ministry beyond those four walls. For me, every day I reach the world. There are people in Thailand that listen to me, people in Africa, people in England. They're all over the world, and they reach out to me, and they're asking for prayer, and they're asking, for deliverance. They want to know how to get saved. They want to know how to repair their marriages. They want to know how I deal with being sick. It's so important. And here you have people who are supposed to be ministers, doctors, lawyers, whatever, and you can't even read a post the correct way. So I'm saying, some of us aren't using social media for foolishness, and we're not just ranting and raving because we're mad about stuff. Some people do, some people don't. For the majority of us, oh my goodness, it's so important. Another thing, and I've got the stuff written on the board. I'm looking back and forth because I've got the board up here and I've got my laptop. But, somebody mentioned about they were prophesied to. And someone told them, well, you're not supposed to post what you were prophesied to about, like it's a secret. Your testimony is yours to share, okay? So don't let anybody tell you that you can do this or you can't do that. If you feel like it's okay, you people have got to start talking to God for yourself and stop listening to somebody else. Let me tell you a secret, and my dad told me this long before, I accepted my calling as a prophetess, before I accepted my calling as a minister. If God is going to tell you something, he's going to come directly to you. And if he sends through somebody else, what is that called? Confirmation. So if somebody comes up to you and tells you something that you don't already know, that it hasn't already clicked, that you're kind of running away from, like you want to accept it but you're unsure, that's not confirmation. That's like a medium, or a fortune teller or something like that. That's not of God. You need to get to talk to God on a daily basis for yourself, so you'll know what he sounds like for you. And stop letting people tell you not to share your testimony or not to share your insight, because it's important to you. And what you experienced, if you share it with the rest of the world, could help somebody else. And that's what it's all about. It's not just about you, and I'm ticked off because something in my head just told me that people are so selfish. They want to keep everything to themselves and they don't want to share. You know what I'm saying? That's not of God either. You can't be selfish. You have to give. And if you don't have money, give of your time. If you can't give of your time, give of your testimony. There's always something that you could be doing for somebody else. It doesn't have to revolve around. The world is not going to revolve around you. And just because you say something or you believe it should be this way does not mean it's right. The only thing that you should be concerned about is what's in the Bible, and you need to be praying for clarity. You need to be praying for resolution. You need to be praying for souls, and you need to be praying that you're taking care of your necessary steps in your Christian walk every day before you attack somebody else. Because what it is for real is some of us in general, people, not black people, not white people, not Asian people, just people in general, we tend to get in other people's business so we don't take care of our own stuff, because taking care of our own stuff sometimes is just too big a deal. It's too much effort. That means that we have to look at ourselves in the mirror and see our mistakes. And so it's easier for people to see other people's mistakes, or just to see something that may look like a mistake and then you just pounce on it. Oh my God, look what she did, And I think that's stupid, You have got to get to the place in your life where, you can start correcting yourself. Then you'll start looking at other people in a different light instead of trying to attack everything that they do, or making everybody else look miserable, or misery loves company. My mom used to tell me back in the day. It's true. So let me just encourage you to be yourself and get to know God for yourself. Don't depend on somebody else, not even me, to tell you what thus says the Lord, when you can read it yourself. The Bible says study to show thyself approved. So that's what you need to be doing. I know you love your pastor and you listen to him every Sunday and every Wednesday, or whenever you go to church on Saturdays, or whenever. And I think that's great. I think it's wonderful. But you know what I do? I jot stuff down. I write it down, I take my little, planner with me, and I jot stuff down, and then I come home and I get my Bible and I look it up for myself, because I want to make sure that I'm not being lied to. I want to make sure, and then if I don't know where to find it, I have study tools. I have things that, I can use to look up stuff and say, you know what, where can I find this in the Bible? That's how you study to show yourself approved. Don't just take somebody else's word for stuff. And don't let somebody tell you that your testimony isn't important. And don't let somebody tell you that, oh my goodness, you shouldn't post that on Facebook if you know it's going to help somebody else. I totally disagree with cursing and, nudity and all that kind of stuff, but we're talking about ministry. And in ministry, we're here to help one another, and we're here to lift each other up in prayer, and we're here to give each other strength. You know what I'm saying? That's the reason you go to church, because you fellowship amongst the brethren so you can get strength from each other's testimony. So it's useless and pointless for you to even be on a social network if that's not what you're about and that's not what you're doing. To help somebody else, to make somebody else smile, to give somebody else courage, to tell somebody that they're beautiful, or, to let somebody know that it's okay to cry, or, just being human. Because we're all not robots, and we're all not going to stand up for foolishness. It's time for you as Christians, for us as Christians, to take a stand, just like all the skinheads are, and the atheists are, and the Donald Trump followers. Yeah, I said that. And it's time for us to take our place back. The Constitution was built on Christianity. They used to burn people back in the day if you weren't a Christian, because you were automatically assumed a witch. And yet here we are having to take a back seat to everything else because we may offend somebody else. I feel like if you have a voice, you should be able to say what you want to say, and do it tactfully, do it gracefully, but make sure that your voice is heard, and make sure that the people you're supposed to be reaching are being reached, regardless of what anybody else says or thinks. So I think I'm about out of time for this session, but I will be tackling all the other questions and comments and concerns you guys have. Don't forget to share and subscribe and post and comment and all that good stuff. And look me up on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and all the other social networks you might be on. I just might be there. I will see you guys later. Take care. God bless. And make something wonderful happen today. Mwah. Bye.